What is virtual reality? Well, we can't really talk about virtual reality without a projection of somehow a screen, because after all, anything that has to do with our vision, anything that comes as an image, has to be projected either through some kind of a projection device of a small scale, like glasses or a screen monitor or a projector. It's going to transfer really what we're going to experience. So virtual reality is basically some world or a built-up scenario that it's not there, that we're not experiencing in real life. So we experiment some emotions, and we experiment a lot of the feeling of some places, and sometimes it can be very vivid, these feelings, according to the technologies that we use. I pulled some images, just doing some research on the internet. You can find some of these images about people having experience with virtual reality in different scenarios, having different screens. Like the soldiers, they train with these goggles, special situations where they could be in a battle. They can also compromise their safety if they don't act correctly, and it helps them a lot. It kind of remind me of the pilots and a lot of the astronauts. People go to space, and they train these very live scenarios. Simulators basically make them feel they are living the moment, and they have to respond. And according to this training, according to a lot of these experiences, is that people have learned a lot from our feelings towards different situations, under stress, like the pilots, like the Marines, and all these different people that train, like also doctors. Doctors are now being trained with virtual devices to do surgeries when they might be hundreds of thousands of miles away. Like in this scenario right here, this picture I found on the internet, they're training here. They're not doing a live surgery, but they're training, and so they can know how they feel under stress. They can have a response, immediate feedback of the way the person or body that they're working on is reacting, which is the other very needed feedback from this particular technology. The virtual reality allows us to have almost instant feedback in some cases. Some others we're just a participant. Like there are some games, like in this case, right here, this picture, you can hop on your exercise machine at home, play the screen on, choose a particular countryside where you want to cycle, and you feel like you're going through those streets and mountains and whatnot. So that's great, but you don't get a particular feedback if you do something as interactive as some other virtual technologies. Like for example, gaming. Gaming is a big market for virtual technology. You will trigger with buttons and leverage and whatnot. You will trigger, explosions. You will trigger a response that is going to give you an immediate feedback. If you're hit or if you're hurt in a game or a software that works that way, even your controller remotes or your chair or your headset will give you immediate feedback. It will shake, make noises or sounds that will tell you it's a positive or negative feedback. In car companies also are relying on this virtual technology, which is great. Almost every industry could use some of this virtual technology. For example, if you try to buy a new car, you can custom your car, and sometimes they have demos where you can drive it. Obviously, getting into the car, it's a big selling point, but at least you can see maybe how the windows look like from inside. If you have colors that you want to custom your interior, and also I've seen this a lot. I did this when we were looking for homes. My wife and I took a virtual tour of different places, so you can go into the living room, bathrooms, and to tell you the truth, we almost didn't look any other homes that didn't have virtual tours, because it makes it so much easier instead of spending so much gas money visiting all these homes, especially since we move about 35 miles from where we were living before. So it makes it really hard to spend these kind of resources. And the other cool thing is you can visit places. Like one of my favorite places to visit online as a virtual tour is museums, different museums in different places in the world, in France and Italy. And Google has now these virtual tours also from the streets. So almost when I need to know a place that I'm visiting, especially if it's a hotel or an office that it's important for me to be there, and I don't have very much room for exploring the area. I like to take this tour on with Google, and you just type the address, and then you click on the street view, and then you can't interact because it's not a live feed, which means there's nobody there to give you feedback, but you can go forward, backwards, turn around, zoom in a particular area, and that helps you to know, oh, maybe I can find parking here. Oh, look at this, it seems like there's no parking or a shoulder really on the street, so I might have to go further down the street to find some parking. So those are great tools and examples how this virtual technology can help us, and it's helping us already to achieve great things. So I hope you like this quick message or video for current virtual technology. Thank you.